Hey everybody, welcome to Team Stay True's call, a Wednesday night call. Every Wednesday at 9 o'clock we get together here on Zoom and have a team call. So we'd love to have you join us. Put it in your calendar, put an auto reminder in there so you're reminded of the event, and we look forward to seeing you. So it is July 30th, 2014, and we're going to talk to Dan Bahry tonight and discuss our challenge groups and how we're going to run those and what you can expect with them. So go ahead, Dan.
Hey guys, obviously this is something that we've been working on as a team. Obviously Glenn and Beth and myself and Jen and everybody who's been in these last few groups of ours, we've kind of have been discussing how we're going to run our groups moving forward. So the purpose of this video, the purpose of this call, and this is going to be a fairly short recording, is we want to lay out step by step what a challenge group looks like from start to finish. So that one, every coach understands what the process is, what it looks like. And the reason for that is this allows for all of us, whether you're a brand new coach or you're a coach who's been doing this 3 years, to all be successful and to help each other build their team. So I'm going to give you a step-by-step process. And then I want to just kind of give you a couple small examples of how it's worked here just in the first few groups that we've done. And keep in mind that we are working out the kinks in these groups, but that's why we have these calls, so that you can get on, we can ask questions, we can work through it together. And if you're not able to get on these calls, make sure that you listen to them. So hopefully have a chance to listen to this one. So challenge groups, the Stay True challenge groups. Keep in mind, these are how, Glenn, Beth, myself, and a couple other coaches have decided to run them. You do not have to run them with us. You can obviously run them on your own or run them with other coaches, but this is the format that we're using, and you're welcome to join us so that we can help you build your businesses. So if we start to finish, we look at this as a step-by-step process. Step one, you will start to see Glenn on pretty much every 2 weeks, we'll create a file in Team Stay True. And that will be a file that will be titled with the date, the start date of the challenge group, plus the name of the group. So if you go in there right now, you'll see Mission Slim Possible is closed. You'll see August 18th challenge group as a file in the Stay True page. So step one, Glenn will create the file that says add your customers to this list. So keep your eyes in Stay True, where you should be looking every single day for that file to be created. Step two is to add your customers to that list. We will have a deadline for you to add your people, and that deadline basically means that you need to add them to that list, but your customer also needs to have ordered their product by that day. Because if they've ordered by that day, they should have it before the start of the group. And that day is generally going to be the Sunday a week before the challenge group starts. So step one, files created. Step two, add your customers to that file before the deadline comes. Because when the deadline hits, we want to be more strict with closing that off. And when we close that off, that will give us an opportunity the very next day, Monday morning, to look at how many people in the group and decide, is it going to be one group or is it going to be 2 or 3, depending on how many people we have. So everybody can add their customers to that, whether you have 1, whether you have 10, add them all, and then we can look at it. And that allows us enough time to break it down and decide how many actual groups we need to start. Step 3, you will see the accountability group created on that Tuesday. And the reason we open that's a Tuesday before the group starts. That allows us to put some posts in there to get people warmed up, to get them excited about the start date coming that following Monday. And that is also where you will see the welcome video posted. So a welcome video will be put in there so that when people are added to it, they can watch that video. So step 3, group is created. If you're watching this video back, you can write these steps down. Step 4, the very next day, which would be Wednesday, you will add your customers to that group page, to that accountability group page. And one of the coaches, whether it's myself, Beth, or Glenn, or whoever's in charge of that group, will go ahead and give you the okay to do so. Because you as a coach will already be added to that group when it's created. If you have customers who will be in it, you'll be added on the day it's created. So now we've got the group created, you've got your customers set. So that means if the group was opened and you've added customers and now all of a sudden a customer buys, do we add them to that same group? No. We put them on the list for the next file of the next group starting. which will start 2 weeks out. But again, we're not going to worry about the 2 weeks. That's my fault for going there. Let's look at one group. So group is created. We now have week 0 posts where we talk about your measurements, we talk about your before photos, we talk about all those things that are going to get them ready to start their challenge group. That Monday, we will start the challenge group, and that's the day that they will actually start posting and saying, I did my workout, here's my meal, here's a motivation tip, whatever. Glenn will create the point tracker, and they will be required to check in on a daily basis so that they can earn points for weekly prizes and ultimately a big prize for the entire 30 days. So that official start day of the group is when they start filling that out to get those points. Next step, I'm not sure what step we're on anymore. Step 5, I think it is. We will have an opening kickoff call for that group. That call will be a Zoom call, and that Zoom call will always take place on the evening of day 1 of the group. So for our group coming up here on August 4th, we will do a call the night of August 4th at 9 o'clock. And your challengers, your customers will have the ability to get on that. They get points for getting on the call, but it is just a place where we can get to know one another. We can get to know the challengers themselves. If they're not our customers, we get a better feel for who they are, their personalities, how they might connect with other people in the group, and then kind of explain to them the expectations of what the group is all about and what we expect to see from them in the next 30 days. After that, the group runs for 30 days. They start posting every day. They fill out their point tracker each week. Whoever's in charge of the group will go ahead and look and see who's in the lead at points. They will reach out to the coach whose customer is in the lead and ask them to congratulate them and send them out a prize for that week. At the end of the 30 days, there will be a winner. We will not announce that winner on day 30. What will happen is the group will be done officially on day 30, and then 2 days later, which is going to be a Thursday night, and it will always be a Thursday night if it goes right, we will have a closing call. And what the closing call is where we ask those customers, those challengers, to get on a call with us so that we can just ask, how are your results? How did you do? How do you feel? And on that call, we will also announce the winner of the 30-day prize. And what we've been doing in the last couple of groups, and we plan to continue doing, is to give away a free program. Body Beast is, as a coach right now, is $29. Pio is $44. 3-day refresh is $44. We can give away multiple prizes, and we can decide that as a team. But they will win a prize, and we will announce on that closing call who won that prize. So that's incentive for everybody who's been checking in to get on the call. Now, what happens when we're on that call? When we're on that call, not only do we get to hear about the results, we get to hear about how things are going, but we also get to recognize people for a good job that they've done, whether it's posting motivation, whether it's posting meals, whether it's encouraging other people, posting their sweaty pics, all the things that we do as coaches. Because as a coach, let's be honest, what we are designed to do is to encourage people, to lead by example, to motivate them and encourage them. And if you're passionate about the program you're doing or the group that you're in, you're going to naturally do that. So we see that with customers. And we see that, if they get on that final call, they are somebody who's been very involved, been very active, but it's an opportunity for us not only to say thank you, but for them to share their results with others and celebrate that. And then it's also an opportunity for us to reach out to them and ask if they've considered the coaching opportunity. Because chances are, if they're on that call, they're good coaches. And we have an example of that on this call right now. Carrie is an example of that. I believe in the last group, Carrie came out of that as a challenger, and he is now a coach because he desires that accountability and he desires to inspire people going forward. Once that group is closed, we do that call. Then we are going the very next day or that weekend, we are going to close that group out. So everybody will be moved from their challenge group into the group, Keep It Real, Stay True. And if you haven't followed some of our posts the last couple of weeks, Keep It Real with Stay True is a customer group. So anybody who participates in a challenge group will be moved into that customer group, whether it's my customer, Glenn's customer, Beth's customer, and any other coach who wants to participate, you may feel free to add your customers into Keep It Real, Stay True. The reason for doing that is we will have these multiple groups where we have For instance, Glenn and Beth have customers, I have customers. If they bond in a challenge group, we don't want to take them out of a challenge group and separate them into two different customer groups, because now the people who were motivating them to keep working out, they don't have them by their side anymore. And that kind of defeats the purpose of what we're trying to do. Stay true means staying true to this journey beyond just a 30-day challenge group. It means changing your life habits so that you do this to be healthy. And if we take away certain people who are in their lives helping motivate them, then that's going to take away from that experience for them. So we want them to all be in that same group together. So at the end of that 30-day group, they now have an opportunity to either go into the customer, but real stay true. If they don't feel like they've really got to the point where they're ready to be accountable on their own, they have the option to go into another accountability group. Or option 3, they can become a coach and help lead one of these groups. Now that's how a group runs start to finish. Let me add one more thing about how we're running the group throughout the 30 days. Because we have multiple coaches in these groups, and the last few we've had 6, 7, 8 coaches in a group. That may come back in the future groups to 3 or 4. But what we're doing is we are all volunteering and taking a day of the week, and we are posting that same day every week. So for instance, Jen, in our last couple groups has been Motivation Monday. So every Monday, Jen is posting a motivational quote to get the week started right. And she is doing that in every challenge group that she's a part of. Tuesday is Beth, who does Tasty Tuesday. She's posting in every group she's a part of, Tasty Tuesday, same post. I'm Wherever Wednesday, Coffee Curls. Thursday, Moppy has been doing Thirsty Thursday. And then Fridays, I think maybe she was doing Family Friday, but somebody's doing Fridays, which was Family Friday or Fun Friday. You have the option to make that your own. Saturdays is Stats Saturdays. Glenn has been posting. And then Sunday, Chris has been posting. This last one is just the freedom to be whatever you want it to be. But in my mind, it sets up well to be the encouragement for the week to come. You finished week 1, it's time for week 2. At the end of week 2, you're halfway there. At the end of week 3, we're almost there on the home stretch. At the end of week 4, you got 2 days left. So there's a theme there to encourage people to keep pushing through that week to come. So what we do is each coach takes that same day. So I got 4 posts in the challenge group that I have to do, and that's every Wednesday. Now I can still post throughout that group and comment on people's stuff and reach out to my customers, but my job is to make sure I do not miss Wednesday. And then my job throughout the rest of the week is to make sure that I help boost everybody else's posts. So when Beth posts a recipe on Tasty Tuesday, I'm going to get on there and say, that sounds good. I'm going to make that, because that comment's going to help keep it up towards the top. And we want to keep that post active so that everybody sees it. I know we have a few kinks that we're trying to work out, but this is how we would like to see that run. The purpose of that is we can take any number of coaches who are in that group running, and we can plug in one coach to do a certain day. So if you're a brand new coach who's only been a coach for a week, we can add you to this group, and we can take me off of Wednesday and say, hey, can you do Wednesdays? And then all they have to worry about is posting on a Wednesday. So as a new coach, that's a lot less intimidating than saying, hey, why don't you get 10 people and run your own challenge group? We're saying, even if you have one person, you're in the group, you're a coach, you're responsible, could you do this? And this allows us to all be active in this process of running a challenge group. So that's what it looks like start to finish. Glenn, did I miss anything? Glenn, Beth?
Well, one question, what happens to our customers once we take them and we put them in the customer page, the teams Keep It Real with Stay True?
Yeah.
Can you explain what we decided to do as far as how to keep them engaged, or did you touch on that?
No, I did not touch on it, but I absolutely will. Starting August 1st, which is Friday, the purpose of, again, combining customers is to keep people interacting together who have pushed each other. But we want to keep people active and exercising beyond just their 30-day challenge group. Now, they may not necessarily be ready to go into another 30-day challenge group, but they're going to keep working out. So in that customer group, what we're going to start doing August 1st, we are going to create a point tracker, because it's worked so well in our challenge groups. And we're going to almost run the customer page similar to a challenge group. It's not the same. I want to be clear there. But Glenn will create a point tracker that people can fill out in the customer page every day they check in. And when they fill out that will basically enter them into a drawing for at the end of August, we'll do a drawing, and it'll be a small prize, but it's just a small incentive to keep people working out. So every day that a customer works out and keep it real, stay true, as long as they're not part of a challenge group, and they post, they fill out their tracker and keep it real, stay true, they will get their name into a drawing every day they do that. So if they work out for 30 days in the month of August, they'll have 30 opportunities to win the prize at the end of August. Now they might work out 30 days and only fill out the tracker 10. They'll have 10 chances to win. So it's to their benefit to make sure that they fill that out. They do their exercise. They interact on the page. They fill out their tracker. They can have an opportunity to win whatever prize we decide that is. And that's just our way of trying to keep customers involved once they come out of a challenge group. Because again, this is not about just 30 days. We want to make sure that we're doing what we can as coaches to help them be successful moving forward and beyond. We know life is busy. We know that people can't focus 100% on a challenge group all the time, but we definitely know that they should focus on getting exercise to be a part of their daily routine. And that's what we want to do with the customer page. Make sense?
Unmute everybody.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm going to unmute everybody now. So if you guys have questions, comments, we can go ahead and address those. So give me 1 second. I'm going to leave Tammy muted, but no, I'm joking.
Of course you would.
All right, everyone's unmuted.
Just give me a microphone, Glenn. Come on.
Yeah.
A soapbox and a microphone? Is that what you...
Box and a microphone.
Okay, so I'm going to... do you want me... Should I keep recording, Dan, or just... What do you think? I'm going to stop the recording.
Yeah.